Most men over 60 believe this quiet lie, that losing their erection, their desire, their sense of being a man is just part of aging. But what if I told you that's not only wrong, it's dangerous? Because the moment you accept that belief, you stop fighting for something that can still be restored. And deep down, you feel it. That fear. That something essential is slipping away, and you're no longer the man you used to be. I'm Dr. James, a urologist with over 30 years of experience, and I've sat across from hundreds of men who whispered the same sentence. Doctor, I don't feel like myself anymore. But here's the truth I've learned after decades in this field. This is not about age. It's about blood flow. It's about declining testosterone. And it's about small daily habits silently shutting your body down. And today, I'm going to show you one simple addition to something you may already drink. A small change that can help restore circulation, support your hormones, and bring back what you thought was lost. In this video, we're going to uncover what's really happening inside your body. Starting with the first silent change most men never notice. 1. The first silent change, weakening blood flow. You don't feel until it's too late. It doesn't happen overnight. There's no warning alarm, just a quiet shift, and one day, your body doesn't respond the way it used to. What most men don't realize is this. The first thing that begins to fail isn't your testosterone, it's your blood flow. An erection is not just about desire, it's about circulation. When your brain sends the signal, your blood vessels must open wide and let blood rush in. That process depends on a tiny molecule called nitric oxide. Think of it as the switch that tells your vessels to relax. But as you age, your body produces less of it, and your blood vessels become stiffer, narrower, less responsive. The result? Weaker erections, slower response. Difficulty maintaining firmness. You may also notice colder extremities, fatigue, even waking up multiple times at night to urinate, all signs your circulation is struggling. I remember a patient, Mr. Thompson, 64. He told me, Doctor, it's not that I don't want it anymore. My body just doesn't follow. That frustration, that quiet loss of confidence, it started affecting his relationship, not because he stopped caring, but because his body stopped cooperating. But here's what I told him, and what I want you to hear clearly. This is not the end. This is not just aging. This is a system that can be reactivated. Blood flow can improve. Your body can respond again if you give it the right support. Start simple. Hydrate better. Move your body daily, even a 15-minute walk. And most importantly, begin supporting nitric oxide production through what you consume, because what you put into your body each morning matters more than you think. And in the next part, I'm going to show you why something as simple as beetroot juice isn't enough on its own, and the one overlooked ingredient that makes all the difference. 2. The hidden mistake, why beet juice alone isn't working. Here's something that surprises most men. You can be doing the right thing and still see no results. I've met many patients who tell me, Doctor, I'm already drinking beet juice every day, so why hasn't anything changed? And the answer is simple, because the process inside your body is incomplete. Beetroot is powerful because it contains nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, the very molecule that opens blood vessels and drives strong circulation. But that conversion doesn't just happen automatically. It depends on the environment inside your body, especially your stomach. If your stomach isn't acidic enough, a large portion of those compounds simply pass through without becoming nitric oxide. That means less blood flow where you need it most. And the symptoms show up quietly. Weaker erections, less firmness, reduced sensitivity, even that frustrating loss of morning response. I remember a man named Richard, 68. He was disciplined. Every morning, beet juice, no excuses. But when he sat across from me, his voice was low. I'm doing everything right, but nothing's coming back. What he didn't know was that his body wasn't converting those nutrients efficiently anymore. Once we corrected that missing piece, things began to change. And this is important. Your body is not broken. It's just missing support in the right place. One simple adjustment can dramatically increase how much nitric oxide your body actually produces. So here's what I recommend. Don't drink beet juice alone. Add fresh lemon, Just one whole lemon squeezed into your glass. That acidity helps your stomach convert more of those nitrates into active nitric oxide, and the vitamin C inside lemon protects it, so it lasts longer in your bloodstream. Small change, big difference. But even when your blood vessels open, there's still another problem most men don't realize. Because flow isn't just about open pathways, it's also about what's moving inside them. And that's what we're going to talk about next. 3. The overlooked problem: thick, sluggish blood, blocking your results. Let me tell you something most men never hear. Opening your blood vessels is only half the battle, because if your blood is thick, slow, and congested, it doesn't matter how wide those vessels are. The flow will still be weak. As we age, the blood doesn't move the same way it used to. Platelets become stickier. Circulation through the smallest vessels slows down. And those tiny vessels are exactly where erections happen. So even if your body is producing nitric oxide, even if your vessels are trying to open, the blood itself isn't flowing smoothly enough to create pressure and firmness. That's when you notice it. Erections that don't last, reduced sensitivity, a feeling like everything is weaker. Some men also experience cold hands, fatigue, even brain fog, all signs of poor microcirculation. I remember a patient named Daniel, 71. He looked at me and said, "It starts, but it doesn't stay." That sentence stayed with me, because what he was describing wasn't desire, it was flow. His body could initiate the process, but couldn't sustain it. And over time, that frustration began to affect how he saw himself as a man. But here's the good news. This is not permanent. Your blood can flow better again. Your body can respond, if you remove what's slowing it down. This is where something simple becomes powerful. Fresh ginger. Just 1 to 2 teaspoons a day. Ginger helps reduce how sticky your blood becomes. It supports smoother circulation. It also lowers inflammation inside your vessels, helping them respond more effectively to nitric oxide. It's a small addition, but for many men, it changes everything. Because once your blood starts moving freely again, your body begins to remember what it's capable of. And now, we're about to go one level deeper. Because even when blood flow improves, there's still a hidden mechanism inside your body that can shut everything down, and almost no one talks about it. 4. The silent blocker: why your body keeps turning off your erection signal. Here's the part almost no one tells you. Even if your blood flow improves, even if your body produces enough nitric oxide, there's still something inside you quietly shutting the whole system down. And it happens faster than you think. Inside your body, there's a signal that tells your blood vessels to stay relaxed and open. That signal is what allows an erection to build. And more importantly, to last. But as you age, an enzyme begins to break down that signal more aggressively. Think of it like this. You're pressing the gas, but something else is pressing the brake at the same time. The result? Erections that start, then fade. Difficulty maintaining firmness, a frustrating loss of control. And over time, that can also affect your confidence, your desire, even how connected you feel to your partner. I remember a patient named Luis, 69. He told me, "Doctor, it's there for a moment, and then it's gone." You could hear the disappointment in his voice. Not anger, not frustration, just quiet defeat. He thought it was age catching up with him, but it wasn't. His body was still capable, it just couldn't hold the signal long enough. And this is where many men lose hope too early, because they think the system is broken, but in reality, it's just being interrupted. Here's what I recommend. Support your body in protecting that signal. One simple way is adding raw cacao to your routine, not processed chocolate. Real, unsweetened cacao. It helps slow down the breakdown of that signal, allowing your blood vessels to stay open longer. It also supports circulation through multiple pathways. It's subtle, but powerful. Because when your body can finally hold that signal, everything changes. And now, we need to talk about the biggest mistake I see men make. The one that quietly makes all of this worse over time. 5. The biggest mistake: relying on quick fixes instead of fixing the root. Let me be very direct with you. The biggest mistake I see men make is chasing fast results instead of real recovery. And it's costing them more than they realize. When erections become weaker, most men turn to pills. They want something immediate, something that works tonight. And yes, these medications can temporarily increase blood flow. But here's what they don't do. They don't fix your circulation, they don't support your hormones, and they don't improve your prostate health. They bypass the problem. They don't solve it. Over time, your body becomes more dependent, while the underlying system continues to decline. That's when symptoms get worse. Weaker natural erections, lower desire, more frequent urination at night, and a growing sense of frustration. I remember a patient named Alan, 66. At first, the pills worked. He felt confident again. But after a year, he came back and said, "Doctor, now even the pills aren't enough." What he was experiencing wasn't failure, it was progression. His body had never been repaired, it had only been pushed. And I want you to understand this clearly. You are not wrong for wanting a solution, but the solution has to go deeper than a temporary boost. Your body needs restoration. It needs better blood flow, balanced hormones, reduced inflammation, and these things can be improved naturally, gradually, and sustainably. So here's my advice. Don't rely on shortcuts. Start rebuilding your foundation. Support your circulation daily. Nourish your body with the right nutrients. Give your system a chance to recover, not just perform, because when you fix the root, the results last. And in the next part, we're going to talk about something even more important: the hidden connection between your blood flow and your testosterone, and why one cannot improve without the other. 6. The hidden link: why low blood flow is quietly killing your testosterone. Here's something most men never connect. When your circulation declines, your testosterone often follows, and when both drop at the same time, everything changes. Testosterone isn't just about sex, it's your drive, your energy, your sense of being a man, but your body needs proper blood flow to maintain it. Blood carries oxygen and nutrients to the testes, the place where testosterone is produced. When circulation weakens, that delivery system slows down. Over time, your body simply produces less. And now you're not just dealing with weaker erections, you're dealing with lower desire, constant fatigue, mood changes, even that loss of motivation you can't quite explain. Some men also notice increased belly fat, poor sleep, and more frequent nighttime urination, all connected in ways they don't expect. I remember a patient named George, 72. He didn't come to me because of erections. He came because he felt empty. That was his word. No energy, no excitement, no connection to his partner anymore. When we looked deeper, it wasn't just his testosterone that was low. His circulation was poor. His body wasn't being supported at the most basic level. And this is what I want you to understand. This is not just aging. This is a cycle. Poor blood flow lowers testosterone. Low testosterone weakens circulation even more, and if nothing changes, the cycle continues, but it can be broken. Start by supporting both at the same time. Improve your circulation daily. Nourish your body with foods that support hormone balance. Get sunlight, move your body, even small actions. Done consistently, begin to restore what's been fading. Your body is not done, it's waiting for the right signals. And now, let's bring everything together, because in the next part, I'm going to show you a simple daily routine, something you can start tomorrow, that combines all of this into one powerful habit. 7. The daily reset, a simple habit that rebuilds blood flow and performance. Let's bring this down to something real, something you can do, starting tomorrow morning. Because knowledge without action changes nothing. And your body doesn't need something complicated. It needs consistency. Here's what most men miss. It's not one big fix. It's a small daily signal you send to your body, over and over again. When you combine the right nutrients with simple movement, you activate blood flow, support nitric oxide, and gently restore hormonal balance. That's how recovery actually begins. Not overnight, but steadily. And when that process starts, you'll notice it. Stronger morning response, more stable erections, less fatigue, even fewer trips to the bathroom at night. Because your circulation and prostate function are improving together. I remember a patient named Walter, 70. He told me, "Doctor, I thought it was too late for me." He had already given up trying. But I asked him to do one thing, just one routine, every day. Beetroot juice with lemon, ginger, and raw cacao. And a simple 20-minute walk. No pressure, no perfection, just consistency. 3 weeks later, he came back, quieter than usual. Then he smiled and said, "Something's coming back." Not just physically, but emotionally. His confidence, his sense of self. And that's what this is really about. So here's your routine. 1 glass of beetroot juice, add fresh lemon, add grated ginger. Add raw cacao. Drink it once a day, then move your body. Walk, breathe, let your system wake up again. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to start. Because when you give your body the right signals, it responds. And in the final part, I want to talk to you, not as a doctor, but as someone who understands what this journey really means, and how you can take back control of your life. 8. The final truth. It was never just age, it was what was missing. Let me say this clearly, because many men need to hear it. What you've been experiencing is not simply getting old. It's your body running on less support than it needs. For far too long. When blood flow declines, when nitric oxide drops, when testosterone slowly fades, your body doesn't just lose performance. It loses connection. You feel it in quiet moments, less desire, less confidence, more hesitation. Even the way you look at yourself begins to change. And for many men, it shows up at night. Waking up to urinate more often, feeling restless, disconnected, tired the next day. These are not random problems. They are signals. Signals that your circulation, your prostate, your hormones are all asking for attention. I remember a patient named Henry, 73. He sat in silence for a long time before speaking. Then he said, "I feel like I disappeared. Not physically, but as a man." That loss, it's deeper than most people understand. But after a few months of small, consistent changes, supporting his blood flow, his daily habits, his nutrition, he came back different. Not perfect, but present again. And sometimes, that's everything. So hear me when I say this. You are not past your prime. Your body is not finished. It's waiting for you to respond. Start simple. Stay consistent. Support your circulation. Protect your hormones. Respect your body. Because masculinity is not something you lose overnight. And it's not something you can't rebuild. And in the final message, I want to leave you with something even more important than solutions. A reminder of what it truly means to take back control of your life. Conclusion. Reclaiming what you thought was lost. There comes a moment in every man's life when he begins to question his own body, not out loud, but quietly, when things don't respond the same way. When energy fades, when confidence feels fragile. And many accept it. They tell themselves this is just aging, that nothing can be done. But what we've uncovered together tells a very different story. Your body is not simply declining. It is adapting to what you give it. Blood flow slows when it's not supported. Hormones weaken when the system is neglected. The prostate becomes more sensitive when inflammation builds over time. These are not random failures. They are consequences of small, repeated patterns. And that also means they can be changed. Over the next 1 to 5 years, the direction of your health will not be decided by your age, but by your actions. If nothing changes, circulation will continue to weaken, testosterone will decline further, and symptoms like fatigue, low desire, and nighttime urination will become more frequent. But if you begin now, even with small, consistent habits, your body can stabilize, recover, and in many cases, improve in ways that surprise you. This is the truth most men are never told. Aging makes the body more sensitive, but also more responsive to the right care. You don't need extreme solutions. You need awareness. You need consistency. You need to understand what your body is asking for and respond before it's too late. Because this is not just about performance, it's about identity. It's about presence. It's about waking up each day and still feeling like yourself, and that choice is still in your hands.